Robert I de Brus, 1st Lord of Annandale, was an early 12th century Anglo-Norman baron and knight, the first of the Brus dynasty to hold lands in Scotland. A monastic patron, he is remembered as the founder of Gisborough Priory in Yorkshire, in present-day Redcar and Cleveland, in 1119. Biography. Robert is given by some Victorian historians as a son of I de Brus, by his spouse Emma de Ramsey. Cochrane states that the family name is derived from Brus, now bricks, in the arrondissement of Valognes. Some modern historians contend that the name may have come from Bricks, Manchy, near Cherbourg in the Cotentin Peninsula, and that they came to England after King Henry I of England's conquest of Normandy. What is known clearly is that this Robert de Brus is first mentioned during the period 1094 and 1100 as a witness to a charter of Hugh, Earl of Chester, granting the Church of Flamborough, Yorkshire, to the Church of Whitby, possibly the Earl of Chester about 1100 to 1104 informed Robert of certain portions of his Cleveland fee in Lofthouse, Upleatham, Barwick, Ingleby, and other places. Between 1103 to 1106 Robert de Brus attested with Ralph de Painel and 16 others a charter of William, Count of Mortain, to the Abbey of Marmoutia. In 1109 at a Council of All England held at Nottingham, he attested the charter of King Henry I, confirming to the Church of Durham certain possessions which the men of Northumberland had claimed. During the period 1109 to 1114 he appears in early charters in possession of numerous other manors and lands in Yorkshire, and in the same period he attested a charter of Henry I issued at Woodstock, Oxfordshire. He appears in the Lindsay survey made 1115 to 1118 in possession of even further lands. There is a strong presumption that King Henry I had given Robert his Yorkshire fee soon after the Battle of Tinchebrai. Robert was present at the great gathering of northern magnates at Durham in 1121, and sometime during the period 1124 to 1130 he was with the king at Brampton. About 1131 Robert de Brus was in the retinue of Henry I at Lyons, in Ur. About the same time he attested with 3 of his personal knights a confirmation with Alan de Percy to the monks of Whitby. It is said that Robert had been given some 80 manors in Yorkshire by King Henry. It is evident that Robert kept up his connections with other Normans too. A member of the Fuges family, of Fuges, Calvados, Baia, Canton of Isigny, witnessed charters of this Robert de Brus circa 1135 in Yorkshire, Scotland. The friendship between Robert de Brus and David Fitzmalcolm, who was present in France with King Henry and was granted much of the Cotentin Peninsula, may have commenced at least as early as 1120. At Henry's court, when David became king, he settled upon his military companion and friend the lordship of Annandale in 1124. There is, however, scant evidence that this Robert ever took up residence on his Scottish estates. After the death of King Henry, David refused to recognize Henry's successor, King Stephen. Instead, David supported the claim of his niece and Stephen's cousin, Empress Matilda, to the English throne, and taking advantage of the chaos in England due to the disputed succession there, he took the chance to realize his son's claim to Northumberland. These actions Robert de Brus of Annandale could not countenance, and as a result he and King David parted company, with Robert bitterly renouncing his homage to David before taking the English side at the Battle of the Standard in 1138. Before the battle, Robert had made an impassioned plea to David, calling to his remembrance how he and other Normans had, by their influence in Scotland, as far back as 1107, obliged King Alexander to give a part of the Scottish kingdom to his brother David. The appeal was in vain. Robert and his eldest son Adam joined the English army, while his younger son, Robert, with an eye on his Scottish inheritance, fought for David. Marriage. Robert is said to have married twice: Agnes, daughter of Geoffrey Baynard, Sheriff of York, and Agnes, daughter and heiress of Fulk de Painel of Carlton, North Yorkshire. Farrar mentions both marriages and in particular points out that the superior of Carlton Manor was de Brus, and de Painel held it of him. It is unclear by which spouse his sons were, but authorities usually give her as Agnes de Painel. Adam de Brus, eldest son and heir upon whom devolved, under feudal law, all the English estates. He only survived his father by 12 months, having married Juetta, daughter and heiress of William de Arches. She outlived her husband by decades, dying just after 1202. Robert de Brus, the younger son, upon whom his father had settled the Scottish lordship of Annandale, plus several wheat-producing ploughsheds at Skelton, Yorkshire, in his lifetime.